Today I'm going to show you how to build a great sales page that actually converts. And we're gonna go from this to this. Your Kajabi sales page doesn't have to look like every other template. And I will walk you through a step-by-step process and I will share my best tips and tricks how to make it look professional. Step number one is going to be planning our look. If you have branding already, that's great, stick with it. But if you don't, then I would suggest choosing fonts and colors first. For fonts, I will be using 3 fonts, but if you'd like to, you can use 2, but definitely choose 2 or 3 fonts. First font is gonna be for titles, the second font is gonna be for body text, and the third one I will be using for subtitles. Now for the colors, I would suggest picking 3 or 4 colors, and one should be really vibrant color. The one that you can tell that it's really different from your branding is actually the color that we're gonna use across the page for all our CDE buttons, because we should use as many CDEs as possible. If you have pictures that you know that you will want to use across the page, I would suggest you actually picking a color out of that picture, and I will show you a tool how to do it right now. Let's go. Okay, so I uploaded an image to a Canva. If you have multiple images, you can do that. And then the things that I like to do is just actually have a couple squares or circles, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna use a tool which is Home extension, color picker for Home. There are actually multiple ones, so if you just type on Google color picker and you will get something like that. I'm gonna pick a color out of that image. So that's what I mean by, okay, we're gonna use colors based on the images, okay? So for example, I click on, I don't know, I can scroll here and I'm gonna click here. I have an image right there and I am gonna have it right here. I like to have all of my colors in one place, all the codes, especially on Canva, because it's really easy to access them. And this way I can go and copy paste to Kajabi this. That is, for example, one color, and you can go and do the same thing with another color, okay? Yeah, for example, I get this gray. This is basically the idea of how to choose colors based on the images. Sometimes even Canva itself suggests the colors based on the picture, so it is like really great tool. You can see it here. And now here, for example, we have a pretty solid color palette. Okay, it's time to set up our sales page. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to website, landing pages, and here I will be using my own template that I developed. So what I do, I actually just click upload template and I drag and drop it here, and then it appears like this. But if you don't want to use this template, you can actually do just a simple Kajabi sales page, which is for free. I would use this one because it has already pretty good possibilities. So let's name it YouTube, and this way you create just a new page. Alright, so this is what you have. You have a pretty good pre-build already, but as I said, I will be using mine. So I will go right to this page and I will click on customize. So whenever you go back, there are all of your templates, click on customize and you will be brought to the actual customizer. Make it more interesting, I will delete all of the sections that I have here. We're gonna start from scratch. So I deleted everything and now I'm gonna add sections. So we're gonna start with a hero section. Basically the main one, where is it? Okay, I can actually just do this one. Right now I've chosen a hero section with image and text. One thing you really need to know about Kajabi, that it's basically built within 12 columns grid. So for example, if I click on image and there's a width or 12 columns, then it's gonna expand through the whole page. But let's say if I'm gonna do 6 here and then 6 on the text as well, see that it fits really close to each other. So this is honestly the main thing you need to know about Kajabi Builder, that you have to think about all the parts and how to place everything together. Let's start with background. I'm not gonna choose background, I'm gonna choose it as none, and instead of that I will pick a color, and this is where our color palette comes in. For example, I have this color palette, right? I really like this color. For example, I'm gonna take this specific color, I'm gonna go here, I will have a background color right here. I will select an image here and I will just select a recent file and I have a GIF. Okay, so you can actually upload GIFs instead of images, it makes the whole page really fun and it looks like some animations are going on even though we're not doing anything. There's actually an option in Canva where you can get your video as a gift. So for example, I have a video, I'll say share, I want to download it, and instead of video, I will choose a GIF, but not the whole video. Make sure that your video is like really short, second or so, and then convert it to the actual GIF. So this is my main tip on the images and how we can use it instead of videos, but we will use video as well. One of the things, what I really like to do is have subtitles as well and actually play around with the fonts. Now I'll put myself here. We're gonna say align left here, and where are the actual fonts? So sorry we missed it. When we want to customize, we usually go to sections, but don't forget that there are settings as well. And usually there is a part to choose your typography. So for example, right here, I've chosen a couple of fonts in font family heading 2 or subtitles. Not every single template has like a second heading, but this is also like really important part where you choose your fonts. But I'm going with a super simple one. For the city, we definitely want to include a city in our hero section. We will include CDA. But then background color, I've chosen the color that we did already on Canva, right? I like to play around with borders. As you can see, like this whole theme based on some styling of borders. I'm just doing a black border and that's it. I like to use some border radius as well. Then you can see that still our CD is aligned center while our text is not. So the other important setting on the section is down here. So let's say text up layout, and we specify vertical alignment and horizontal one. So for example, if I choose the top or the bottom, I'm gonna actually choose bottom because I like it more, and for horizontal I will say left. Nope, sorry, that is a wrong one. Sorry, horizontal alignment is actually alignment between the blocks. As you can see, because I have an image and a text, this is what is going on. Have like a, I don't know, space around maybe right here. And for the text then, there you have a different desktop alignment as well. So every section has those desktop layouts, animations, borders, call to actions, but also like every block there. So you can go and see like, okay, I need a desktop layout that would be on the actual left, and this is where it is. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. We could actually do a little bit of border radius for the image as well, but it's totally not necessary. The other thing that I really like to do is have animations. So right now I'm on the section, but for example, I want to have an animation right here. So what does it mean? It means that you will see it right here. Whenever we enter the page, the animation comes in. Okay, let's reload it, and you see I made it this way that it would be like with a little bit of a delay, and we've got a pretty appearing to the page. I'm gonna play with borders, and also there's a huge padding over here which I really don't like, so that's another thing we have to consider. So it's usually on this section itself. On the desktop layout, we can say that I don't want to have any, and this is what we're gonna do. And also on this section I want to have a border bottom, but it's totally for fun, you don't have to do it at all. Okay, there's one more setting that we can play around. It's actually image width. I'm gonna make it smaller a little bit, so we have a little bit of spacing right there. And also every single block has its inner spacing. So for example, if I want to have like a little bit of a space in left and right, we're gonna do this. Let's add a little bit of spacing to the top and bottom as well. Okay, and I actually came and changed it to horizontal alignment center, so it would be placed a little bit in the center. So we covered animations, some settings on fonts, images, and call to actions. And now we can go along and add other sections as well. So we really like adding this section, for example. Okay, we're gonna add it right here. So every single time you add a section, Kajabi really likes to have its images, background images, and all of that stuff. So I'm really not a fan of this, but I'm gonna say that I don't need any image right here. Okay, this is a little bit confusing, but inside a marquee, I need to add another one. And marquee content. It's just a default for now. Okay, I had to save and reload so I wouldn't have those two appearing right here. And we're gonna go to paddings as well. As you can see, the defaults one are really horrible and it doesn't look good at all. Yeah, that thing doesn't really matter. For borders, I'm gonna add a bottom border as well. We're gonna save it, and here it is. It looks pretty nice. If you want to have it more fun, you can add like a background color as well, and it's gonna look pretty good. Sorry, one more thing. If you don't want to have like a spacing right here and there, go to desktop layout and make section full. Okay, let's save it and reload. This is what we have. Based on my design, what I did, I was playing a lot with fonts, and so let's go and actually build the section right now so you will see what I mean. Okay, let's add two sections, two column text, and I want to have another text which is going to be our title. And I like to call this "tell me is this you." So inside this editor you can play around as well. Sorry, we're also gonna make it like a grid so it would be really in the middle for us. We're gonna edit it right now, but let's go and make it a heading 2. Okay, but as you can see, I did it a little bit of a fun part that I added this "tell me" in a different font. So because this is a title, I had to get creative and edit it somehow different. What I did, I actually went in line and I made it as a quote. And this is what we get right now. It looks pretty good. Let's make it alignment center. Now drag and drop it right here. As you can see already, we have a desktop layout which looks horrible. So let's put it a padding to 20 and let's edit this as well. So for example, if I would like to have this one like a little bit up, we're gonna do inline superscript. How is it called? Yeah, superscript, and you see it lifts a little bit and it looks pretty good as well. The same here with number 2. Then we edit right here, inline. Let's do a superscript. Okay. Also, let's change the actual background. We're gonna do a background color. And here it is. Let's save it. And this is what you have. Those are all the basics, what I do to make it look really fun and vibrant. So play around with colors, have some sections in a different color in your secondary color. You can see what I did here. But I do want to talk a little bit about the copy. First, your sections, just talk a little bit about your offer. Really simple, don't go too much into details, keep it short and simple. Then the other section would be where you actually start by touching some emotional pinpoints. Basically, you have to get to the reader and to acknowledge how they feel and what frustrates them, and this way you're building a connection. So for example, let's say I'm gonna sell a developer course and I'm gonna tell them, are you tired of your job and you're not making enough money? Do you want to work online or something like this? So this is where I would pinpoint all of those things. Then in the second section, I would say imagine if, where I would open the possibility for them to feel different. So it means that if they're tired of their 9 to 5, I would tell, okay, you can feel really different. You can work remotely, you can work from anywhere else, and you don't have to go to the office. Basically what I'm saying, if you sign up to my course. Sure that you also include a section where you tell this is what you get. I would also suggest leaving some text where you want to say, okay, this is what exactly I'm doing and this is exactly what you get. So definitely bold some words in the sentence that you want to grab attention to. I would put a little section about yourself. Of course, take a peek inside a program. So the way this is built, this is also just good to see that this is a very simple 2 columns text where I play around with just having multiple titles and where I just play around with having multiple blocks of text. For example, model 1, title of module is in a different format. For me, it is heading 6. You might not necessarily have it, so if you'd like to, you can use it as a code if you want to have like some similar style. But also the other thing that you definitely have is this line underneath. How to get it, it's also quite simple. I go and delete it, Then I click here and I say I want a horizontal line. So it looks pretty fun. I would definitely add pricing cards if you're already selling, but if you're not, you can definitely go and just do some signups for your email list. So in my case, I'm saying that, okay, let's join a wait list. So then I would definitely delete one of this. If I'm selling, then I would get rid of a join waitlist and I would have like a different section, for example, maybe a freebie. Or if I want a waitlist, then I would do it just like this. And the other thing important here, it is actually just a section of form and text. So by choosing a form, you have to have a form created already in your settings. I have a form, Shopify web developer waitlist. I have it right here. And yeah, you can also play around with grids and whatnot. Or you can also have a background as a video. So this is where I uploaded the actual video. It is actually way too long here, so make sure that you're having like a smaller size video. It's gonna be way better for the whole loading thing. We can preview it right here. And this is the actual sales page. So as you can see, we're playing with animations and all the things appearing right here and so on. Oh, and for all of the call to actions you're editing, you can see that you're gonna have like a button action, and for a sales page, I would suggest you having this of go to a section on this page, and I would select, in my case, the form and text, or you can go to the actual pricing cards. But what it would do is that people would actually go and scroll to the bottom of it, right? And this is where they can go and sign up. And definitely add some FAQ as well. And that's it. Now we have a Kajabi sales page that is designed to convert. If you want to skip the heavy lifting and grab this exact setup of the page, you can find it in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any ideas what you would like to see next, please share it in the comments. Bye!